So here we are, the grand finals of September's Go for SC2. It's a best of 3, okay, so it's not a best of 5. That's a bit of a shame. I always hope for it to be a best of 5 because it'd be good, but yeah. Best of 3. And it is between two absolutely exceptional players, like ridiculously good. To the south position, he plays for Samsung, and he is a DreamHack champion up against Sue. It is Solar. And his opponent to the top right, playing for My Insanity, the Blue Terran, none other than jjakji. So I am so hyped for this, like really darn hyped, because I'm just going to be honest with you. These two are spectacular players. They are both in Korea at the moment, so we're actually playing this on the Korean server, which means lag isn't going to be an issue. This is just some top tier StarCraft 2, everyone. Literally, it is going to be spectacular. I really can't hype Solo enough, by the way, and I know I have been all throughout tonight, but to put this in perspective, okay? Everyone was saying a DreamHack, Sue was going to win. DreamHack Stockholm, of course, a couple of weeks ago. Nobody said Solo was going to win. Solo was so below everyone's radar. Then they were so convinced that Sue was just this unstoppable force. It's not, though. Solar took the series in the final 3-0. It was spectacular. And so I can't wait to see what he's going to do. jjakji as well. He's a constant real top performer. I don't think he's actually got any Premier titles under his belt since joining My Insanity. I'm just trying to double check that quickly. I think that was something the Penguin, the captain of My Insanity, was telling me, that jjakji doesn't have a single win in a major event. No, he had a second DreamHack Moscow, third, fourth at WCS, Season 1, third, fourth at IEM Sao Paulo, third at Home Story Cup, before that. The last thing he had was his GSL win, as far as I can see, which was back in 2011. So yeah, jjakji, though, still a top performer. Like, come on, getting top results in DreamHack is always solid. Anyway, Hellion. No, not a Hellion, a Reaper. Why did I say this was a Hellion? Oh my god, imagine if Reapers had like shooty flamethrower thingies. That would be terrifying. Anyway, Solar, he's having a good time at the moment. He's got 3 drones in gas. He's about to start observing speed, pulling the drones out of gas as well as he hits that. A little bit over, but that's cool. Of course, this one little Reaper going to be a little bit annoying. Behind this, jjakji just going up for his natural base, adding in the factory, adding in the reactor. No poking and prodding. Nothing too much annoying happening yet. No, now we're on Korea. This is very different to how jjakji played up against... Actually, that Reaper gets taken down, but that was nice. Very different to how he played up against Bly on EU, where he may have had some latency problems. This time opening with the Reaper up against Bly, he didn't once. He just played it very, very safe. Actually, no, did he go for the Reaper? He may have still done for the Reaper. Okay, I can't remember now. I've doubted myself, which is always a dangerous move. So I'm just actually looking at this. Factory, of course, could be coming through. jjakji played mech every game versus Zerg. We saw him play versus Bly, so he may be going mech. It could have just been because of the server lag. But looks like he is opening the same way as previously. Adding in that starport, probably going to get a tech lab on here to go into Banshee if he's continuing on with that same trajectory. Just running about now with a couple of Zerglings. Zergling speed is nearly finished. Still no drones in gas. Just a lot of drones getting pumped out. Speedlings are just really solid. Means that you've got a lot more map control. You're going to be quite a bit stronger, actually, in trying to deal with potential Hellion harassment and stuff like that. So, wait to see if there's any more pumped out. Third coming down very early. That was a pre-6-minute third base up against Terran. So, Solar being very confident at the moment. Biding his time. In comes the armory. Okay, this could be nice. There's also no tech lab yet. Oh, it's going to be a very irritating build. This medevac comes out with the armory. The Hellions come on Hellbat, and with a good number of Marines, this push is scary. It's going to be a Hellbat Marine push, which is literally petrifyingly hard to deal with anything. Solar needs to see this coming. Got a couple of Speedlings. Note that the Hellions are on the map, so these are why these 2 Speedlings were hidden. They're running up the Marines. Oh, okay, that's a really good scout. Did Solar see everything I think he needed to? Yes, he did. Okay, so he sees no tech lab on there. He didn't see the armory, but sees a lot of Marines, and that there's going to be a medevac coming out. So at least he knows that something a bit funky is coming. Goes for the Baneling nest. This is going to be so ridiculously tense. Viking coming out as well. Let's go for a little bit of Overlord hunting. Marines coming across. The armory is now finished. What does jjakji do? Is he going to reveal the fact that he's got the Hellbat yet? Moving forward to the Hellions. He may not want to reveal it until the last moment. Pushing forward. Going to try and get some damage down urgently. There comes the Hellbat morph though. And instantly those Speedlings turn around and run away. Couple of Banelings morphing, but they're not here yet. The Marines, they're going to be covered as best as possible with the Hellbat, trying to buy them some time. Of course, with the Medevac support as well. It's just so much tougher to try and do this. The Marines don't want to take the Baneling hits. The Hellbats do for the best part. Oh, nice connections there by Solar. Able to take out most of those Marines. 2 Hellbats still remain, but they can get picked up and boosted away. All in all, good defense by Solar there. Both players taking quite substantial losses, but more loss by Solar. Only units, though. That's the important thing. He didn't lose any drones, and he's already had quite a nice drone count. 47 there. jjakji continuing on, though. Not done with this aggression yet. Moving on with a Viking. Going to start picking off some Overlords. That's a nice little snipe. Grabbing those. Go for a Hellbat drop up into the main base. There's not really anything to defend here. A couple of Banelings moving down towards the third. This poor Viking. Meeting a queen. Viking is going to die. jjakji, move your... Oh, never mind. Viking very dead. Much dead, very ow. He'll push forward there. A couple of those Hellbats were taken out, but this means the army's out of position for this Hellbat drop. Not actually doing anything yet, though. That may have been the least successful Hellbat drop I have seen in a long time. It managed to kill nothing. Oh, is it going to get out? Yep, just. Okay, that's good. The fact it managed to escape. We've got the 1-1 melee upgrades now coming through from Solar, who's going to continue on with this Zergling Baneling style. jjakji is transitioning into a full-on bio composition. Unlike the mech he played in the semi-final up against Bly. This time he's on the career server, remember, so doesn't have lag. Another Hellbat drop going to be attempted. No, there's just one Speedling there, but 2 Hellbats making up for their loss of any effectiveness in the main base and their drop, and will finally kill a Zergling. They fry some Zerg, and they're going to be happy with that. Need to be a bit careful. A lot of Speedlings coming in here. They can just get yoinked up, though, if jjakji's paying attention, and he is. Quickly a yank there. In now comes the next drop, though. Going to be gunning towards the third base, trying to get some damage there. Going to realise there's a lot of units, decide against it. Nice little fake. Juking up onto the high ground. Backing away the Medevac. Going to escape. Medevacs are happy to just abandon Hellbats. Medevacs far more important than a couple of Hellbats. Doesn't mean the 4 workers have now been killed, but Solar's still up at 72. He's adding in centrifugal hooks. Baneling speed going to be useful here. Also, his Spire is nearly done. He's got a decent amount of gas as well. Hasn't really been required to make too many Banelings in the early game, so his gas count is looking really good. Still, forward we go. More and more Mutalisks coming on out. The 1-1 upgrade's nearly finished. Up here for jjakji, he's got the double infantry upgrades nearly finished. He's a little bit behind in the upgrade timing, but only by a fraction. So that worked out pretty nicely for jjakji. Of course, he's already got the armory, so he can instantly start 2-2. More importantly, if there's no hive, Solar can't start 3-3, and that's generally speaking where you'll start getting a good advantage as a Terran. That 3-3 point, something that obviously most Zerg players will be very cautious about, mainly if they're going for a Mutalisk style strategy, because Mutalisks are incredibly vulnerable to 3-3 Marines. Only because Mutalisks tend not to get the armor upgrades against Terrans, so if they don't have increased armor, 3+3 attack Marines just annihilate them. It's painful. So that Mutal Harass picked off 2 workers, moving down to the third now. Grabs a mule, grabs 2 mules actually, that's always nice. Continuing to try and find another little avenue. Those Widow Mines burrowing up, they do manage to burrow. 2 big hits could get a lot. 3 Mutalisks get taken down. The natural base though going to be taking a bit more fire. Meanwhile, we've got a big engagement outside Solar's bases. Not going to be able to achieve much for jjakji. jjakji does, however, lose a couple more workers at his natural, able to save the rest. Resources lost, still favouring jjakji, but in come these Mutalisks again, going to start working away at more of this SCV count. Simultaneously, Banelings and Zerglings pushing in towards the third base of jjakji. jjakji's army supply is still equal to that of Solar's, but it's a lot more spread out. The Banelings, if they get good hits, are going to become very, very scary. A couple of Widow Mines trying to burrow one up. Still more shots coming on through. Good surround on these Marines, causing quite a few difficulties for jjakji. The Zergling count just very, very high. The Mutalisks as well. They're picking off a lot of workers now. 23 have been killed, and jjakji down to just 49 SCVs. The Mutalisks, they've been pulled off, picking off SCVs to pick off an orbital command. This needs to get repaired up if it's going to survive. Good number of Marines pushing on forward, and with the medevac support, with the Hellbats and no Banelings, Solar is finally forced to disengage from this fight. But I'll tell you what, that was a very, very good trade for Solar. He was able to deal a lot of damage to jjakji. He's now up by a lot of workers. He's got a good position, a good foothold in this game, and is morphing in 23 Banelings ready for round 2. jjakji, in terms of defense, he's limited in terms of his splash damage. He's only got one Widow Mine. It would need to get one beautiful hit off if it's going to stop all of the Banelings. Up in the main, one lone missile turret is there. Solar doesn't want to trade with that. He doesn't need to. He can just take out a refinery, pick off a couple of SCVs, be happy with himself. jjakji, left is third, undefended. A couple of mules can get taken down here. That bunker's still not back up. Solar trying to decide if he wants to try and go for this fight. Nice little move here by jjakji, pulling actually over a big group of Marines to try and pick that off. He's also got a huge medevac count and still producing them. His medevac count is already up at 12. It's going to go to 14. That is a ridiculous amount of healing. Of course, healing potential doesn't matter if Banelings splatter against all your infantry. In come now the Banelings. jjakji trying to run back. He does have one Widow Mine, although it's already detonated. There is so many Banelings here for Solar. jjakji just can't split against that. Game 1 is going to go to Solar.